In my mentorship communities, we have a WhatsApp group for programs, and it gets pretty lively in those groups. In one of my mentorship programs in particular, my long one, I have mentors who work under me and work with each individual student on a one-on-one basis. One day I was scrolling through the group, catching up on the messages from the students where people are sharing their wins, they're asking for support, they're giving support. It gets pretty magical inside of those groups, if I must say. It's one of the best parts of our programs. Anyway, one of my students posted a video in there, so I clicked on it, and to my surprise, she started talking about how she had been dealing with a lot of envy and jealousy towards me. And in that video, she explained that she had had a conversation with her mentor about it, and they had worked through it to the point where she was able to share about it in this video with the rest of the community, thereby letting go of that struggle. And it was a beautiful video, although it did surprise me when I saw it. I said, "Oh, this is what's going on." But I was so proud of her for taking the bull by the horns and taking that to her mentor so that they could work through that and she could come through the other side and release that so that she could grow through that and into the person who she is today. It happened to be really perfect because I had been working with my coach on something sort of similar from the other side. So I asked her if I could go ahead and send that video to my coach so that I could talk to her about it with my issue on the other side. And she said, "Yeah, absolutely." So, why is it that we deal with envy or jealousy? What's happening with when someone is envious of you? Right? What does that mean? So, when somebody is envious of you, you are acting like a mirror and reflecting back to that person what they are capable of, but what they are not expressing. So when my student felt envy towards me, she saw me in a leadership position and on some level knew that that was possible for her, but for whatever reason, she was stuck and she was not able to fully express that. When she hit that wall of envy, she was hitting that point where she was stuck behind her conditioning. I happened to be the happy little mirror for that. Now, what I had to work through with my coach was my part of it. When somebody is envious of me, it can bring up challenging feelings. I don't like it when people don't like me or think I'm doing it wrong or thinking I'm no damn good in whatever capacity. So it brings up, issues and hurt for me that I have to work through. Now, what about when you are envious of somebody else? So often what we want to do when we're envious is we want to stay quiet about it, or we want to talk about it, but in a subservient way. So to make us look good and the other person look bad. Because your ego wants to keep you small and manageable. Your soul wants you to grow and expand and have brand new experiences every moment. And the ego literally thinks that is a death sentence. So they come together and they clash. And that is when we experience an emotion and like envy. And then we want to, do all kinds of tricksy little things with that. So why is this happening? Why is our ego and our soul battling and creating the cataclysm of envy, the thing that destroys the most relationships? It's because of our conditioning. Conditioning is essentially it's a narrative you inherit about yourself from your family, from your environment, from your culture, from your society, from the media, and it starts at birth. At birth, everyone around you is already telling you what you should be and how you should be. And they want to keep you small and they want to keep you safe because they are driven by their ego stories, which is to keep them small and them safe. When people love you from this place, they are loving you through their fear. And they don't mean to do it. But what they do is they pile on this narrative, this story. And anytime you deviate outside of the boundaries of what they deem to be acceptable for you, you get smacked. And so you learn very quickly that when you move outside of the boundaries of acceptable, whatever acceptable looks like in your family, in your culture, how you grew up, then you get smacked back into place. And it takes a tremendous amount of courage to step out of that line and withstand the smackdown, which can look like people being envious of you, which can look like criticism and ridicule. If you can push through that, you get to the other side where you step into leadership, where you become a role model, an inspiration for others. But there is an initiation process of having to move through the pain of your conditioning, to decondition yourself. When you decondition, envy melts away. What happens is you look at somebody who's living in a way that you want to live, and instead of feeling envious, you go, "Yeah, look at them. If they can do it, I can do my version of that. Because what you're dealing with, the conditioning, the submersion of our authenticity gets balled up in our body and it hides out there until it is ready to be seen and fully expressed. And it gets buried under all of these unexpressed emotions. And this is what we call stuck energy in the body. Okay. It's unexpressed emotions. It is energy interrupted, which hides itself inside the body. And so you go, where do I feel this in my body? It might feel like tension. It might feel like constriction. It might feel like a rock. It might feel like dread. You identify where that is and you go there and you go, okay, I'm just going to be so present with this energy in my body. This is the conditioning. This is the pain I am holding on from years of not feeling like I can express my authentic self and step fully into my power. That changes today. So then you just breathe into that physical space and just stay so present and just let the story go. And when you feel yourself all the way through your physical sensation, you're going to see it, find an emotion under there. That emotion might surprise you, and you don't have to know why it's there. It might be sadness, it might be anger, it might be anything. Could even be a happy emotion. I don't make the rules. It's just whatever is there that has not been expressed or has been squashed when you were not able to have your authentic experience at some point in your life. And then what you do is you feel your way through that emotion and into the next layer and into the next layer. And my sweet love, when you are able to be fully present with your emotional experience right here, right now, you hang on to nothing. You have the full experience of it, and then you open yourself up to new experience. We can't have a new experience when we are not even able to have our old experience. We are finite. We can have it all, but we can't have it all at once. So we have got to learn to be fully with what is in the moment so that we can move through it, gain all the wisdom from that experience, and open ourselves up to something new. And this is what my student did. She went through this process in one session with her mentor and then was able to come back and be completely open, unashamed, sharing her experience, stepping into a leadership role inside of her student container because she was able to share her experience. That's what a leader does. A leader leads by example. They don't lead by telling you what to do. They lead by example. And that's what she did. And while it was a bit of a shock to me to see the video and not know it was coming, I was and am so proud of her. And she was an inspiration for everybody inside of that group to look at their shit face head on, to work with their mentor and work through whatever was coming up for them, and then to talk about it openly because they don't have to feel shame about it. Envy is one example of the way that we squelch our authenticity, the way that our ego comes in to try and protect us from being exposed. And that's what authenticity and vulnerability will feel like. It'll feel like exposure. And that's really scary, but it doesn't have to be. If you want to live up to your full potential, which is what I teach people how to do, how to access their full potential, go get my Soulmatic Renewal Masterclass. I gave you a little quick rundown here, but that masterclass is an hour and a half long. It tells you why it works, how to do it. I give you the meditation. I share case studies, and it's just $27. Normally, this work is only available in my high touch mentorship programs, but it's got to be more accessible for more people. So more people out there can find this technique and put it to work and change their lives. Because when you change your life, when you step into love, when you step into your authenticity, you, my friend, are already changing the world. So, envy, can you talk about it? Can you share where it comes up for you, where it sneaks in and how it sneaks in? It's important that we have these conversations, just like my student started, because it gives everybody else permission to talk about it, because these things thrive in secrecy. The ego thrives in secrecy. Shame thrives in secrecy. Bring it out in safe community, and so much of it just melts away. And the rest we tackle with Soulmatic Renewal and other parts of this incredible spiritual ecosystem that I have built. Go get that masterclass. Come back around and tell me how it goes for you. I love you.